10th anniversary of Lancme here at HSN.
Yeah, we're so excited. I can't believe it's been 10 years. It's been amazing. Such a wonderful partnership. Yeah. We love being part of this family.
I love it. And you're going to be going into your preteens now here at HSN.
Yes, exactly. I'm going to keep channeling that for the next 10 years.
Because Lancme's all about youth. It's all about channeling that inner beauty, really making you feel your most confident. So our next item that we're going to show you is actually one of your top selling brow items, but this is a brand new formulation.
Right.
We do have auto ship available, so I really highly encourage you to take advantage of that. But here's the thing, with brows are such a personal thing, right? Some people like their brows a little shorter, some people like their brows a little longer, a little fuller. This is how you can customize and get the most natural brow of your, of your desired liking at home without a professional makeup artist, right?
Right. Well, there's a reason that this brow is such a great brow, because if you are using brow pencils and liners and maybe even gels and you're putting them on and you notice that those barely there brows now look painted on, it's because of the formulations. A lot of those have so much pigment in them that your brows don't look natural anymore. You want your brows to look like you, just better. Well, this is a brow powder in a pencil. That's what makes it so natural looking. It softly fills in your brows. It helps you define shape and shape them, and it's dual-sided, so you get the pencil on one side, your groomer on the other side, so you could comb through. I've got a lot of Visionaire in my hand, so I want to go over to Robert so you can see the colors on his hands, because for right now, I've got so much slick on my hands, it's not going to show the colors so well. But we have 5 shades for you today. Robert, do you want to walk us through and how I should pick them?
I'll walk you through, and I have a lot of tan, so this may look a little off, but this is the blonde, and I'll show you this on Stacy in a minute. This is the dark blonde. So if you're like that warm yellow blonde, you're gonna wanna do this one. If you're more that beigey, deeper blonde, or with the deep undertones in your hair blonde, do the dark blonde. Then we go to the brown, which is a good neutral. If you don't know what to pick, I'd go with the brown. Then we go into a little more of a reddish tone, which is the chestnut.
That's me.
Kind of a dark red brown.
Yep.
And then we've got the soft black, which is really hard to find. So there's a lot more colors on .com, but these are our top pick colors. And I'm gonna show you how to do a perfect brow. And I am somebody who does not like overdone, crazy, over the top brows. I think, use the brow that's appropriate. I don't care if the brow trend is super thick brows. If your brows can't handle a super thick brow, don't do it. So your brow typically should start side of your nose through the tear duct up. Side of the nose, side of the eye, and should end about there. So we're a little short, and then your angle should go right through the pupil, straight up to the eye. So what I'm gonna do, Kimberly has a very thin brow, and they're very rounded. So if you want a little bit more of an arch to the brow, second of all, always start with your lower brow. If you start with the high brow and you get any lift to it, you're gonna droop your eye, or you're gonna have problems when you get to the lower brow. So I'm just gonna lightly fill in, and I'm just gonna make a dot right here where I need this brow to be, okay? Right where that arch should be. And then I'm gonna draw a line backwards from that dot back to Kimberly's real brow. Okay?
Oh,
wow.
All right, so there we got the lift. Then I'm gonna draw a line from this point down to where her brow is, and I'm gonna extend it just slightly. And then I'm gonna fill in lightly underneath to get a little more fullness underneath.
I like, Robert, that you're doing really short strokes, so it looks more like natural hair than it looks like it's been drawn on.
Right, a big clump of too much brow.
Yeah.
And then with the other side, you've got your spoolie. This will give you a much softer look. So you can really keep brushing and brushing and brushing until that powder is completely gone. But that's what I have fallen in love with these pencils. For so many years, we reformulated them and we made them even a creamier powder, so they grab even easier and they stay on longer. But they stay on because they are a powder. So if I put this on my hand, with a cream, they melt. With this, because it's a powder, it locks in and grabs to your skin, and it doesn't move. But you get a soft look. So if I want to keep brushing and brushing, I can get rid of that powder and soften it down to nothing. But on the brows, it looks so much more natural. When you wear the waxy brows that are out on the market now, they melt. And most of us, this time of the year, I know Boston the other day was in the 90s, 97.
My girlfriends in LA are melting. 112, 108.
My gosh.
Look at that, though. It's such a difference. There's a lift to her eye.
And this is her low brow. So that's the power of what a brow pencil can do for you.
It almost looks like it adds density to your brow too, I think, because the
like
powder
depth.
clings to the hair, so it adds this depth, and they look fuller, not just longer, right?
Correct.
They look more textural, which brows are texture, and so many of the brow products on the market right now look like you stenciled your brows on. So let's do this brow. We don't necessarily want to lift this one, so now all I'm going to do is shape the brow and match the other brow. So I'm going to get a little bit of a point, and many of us, I have to do this on my brows, is I have to go under this brow to get a more even look, because my brows are really off. So I just wear dark glasses and cover them up, because I'm not gonna wear my brow pencil, you know, it's a little much for me. But this,
I just love how easy it is.
it's so, these
So
are, they
simple.
go on, they're so forgiving, and if you mess it up, just brush it out.
Just brush it out, yeah.
Another little tip for you is if you get your pencil on, and if you get your product home, and you're like, I don't know, it's a little dark, I'm not used to using it, take your pressed powder, and you can dumb down your color.
Oh, good
And
tip.
make any brow pencil a little softer, a little more even. So it just gives you a little wiggle room if you feel like you got it on too dark. Or just simply use the little spoolie that's provided on the brush and brush out the excess.
That's
and that is, by the way,
amazing.
the brown.
I love that. That looks so good and so easy to use. I love that it's one pencil with dual sides, so you get everything you need. There's not having extra tools and utensils that you have to use. But think about it, it's the powder formulation. It's the way it sets. It's the way it multiplies. I've been over here like making my eyebrows va 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 boom.
They look amazing.
I've tried like 3 different colors and I can't go wrong.
You really can't go wrong. They're very forgiving.
Should we go through the shades again in case people are trying to decide what to buy?
Sure. So we have the blonde, which is more Stacy's color, which we're going to use. Dark blonde if you're more that beigey blonde. Then we have brown, which is what Kimberly had on. Chestnut, which is the red brown, which is what Kara's wearing, and then the soft black. But let me show you a demo here.
Okay.
Again, the lift should be through the center of the pupil. This is Stacy's low brow, so I'm going to make a little dot. We're going to draw a line backwards from the dot to where her real brow is. Then I'm going to draw a line from that point down to where her brow should end, which is this little angle again. It's all angles and geometry, which I didn't do well in school, but
It's all right, you're really good at applying
that side of my
makeup.
brain doesn't work, but apparently it does with makeup. So here we go. Draw the lines backwards, then take that pencil, make short little strokes. It's a packed powder cream pencil, not waxy, not heavy, easy to work with, easy to blend, and then flip it over. Use your little spoolie.
Look at how pretty that looks.
It's quick, it's easy.
It looks
but
so natural.
This is her
I
low
cannot
brow.
get over.
But look at how much more lift it gives her eyes.
Yeah, the natural thing is for me, I don't want it to look stenciled or, you know, painted on. I love the look of natural full brows, but I'm like Stacey, I have thin, very light brows, so I kind of match to the root hair color that I have. I go a little deeper or a little darker. I feel like it opens up the eyes, but this powder formulation for me is a saving grace because I don't like the waxy stuff.
No, and it melts, like we talked about. Or you touch your eyes and it smears off. What I love about this is if you put it on your skin, it's a packed powder and it grabs to your skin. So I'm like really rubbing on this and it's finally blending off, but it's not coming off like a waxy product would.
And I know we have auto ship available, but if you just want to give it a try, I mean, this is going to last you a really long time. I'm just saying, these pencils are so packed. And that density, that kind of three-dimensional natural hair-like volumes, which you're going to love with this brand new formulation. So stay on the phone lines for this. Kara, Robert, and I will be back after this little break. And don't you want to know what we have next?
I'm Joy.